Dan, of course, there have been a couple of regattas, one at Essen, the Hügel Regatta, and the Canadian women, Jane Rumble, Darcy Marquardt, well, they dominated on both days, putting 12 seconds between them and the Danes. So they're the form crew.
And very quick off there, first through the line. In lane 4, Darcy Marquardt and Jane Rumble.
Canadians who've been away training in Slovenia before coming to Ottenheim, and it's really a drive straight across Austria. Two Australian crews, as I said, represented here in lane 4, Kim Crowe and Sarah Cook. In lane 6, I should say. In 5 for Kim Crowe and Sarah Cook, and lane 6 for Robin Selby-Smith and Natalie Bale.
The race has settled already into the chevron of qualifiers from the semi-finals, so the two crews in 3 and 4 leading, the crews in 2 and 5 slipping a bit further back, and 6 and 1 furthest back.
And of course there have been some great Canadian crews over the years in the women's pairs. Robinson and Luke in the late 90s. But you can also go back to McBean and Heddle in the early 90s. So this is a boat class which I suppose you could say the Canadians have reasonably regularly plundered.
The Canadians have had a very strong women's squad since the 70s, mid-70s, and when they first put together their first strong women's squad, 1976 Olympics, they got a bronze medal in the 8, I think, and built from there, and the consequence has been good performance in small boats. Now, interestingly, the chevron about which I spoke earlier has been broken, and it's been broken by Great Britain in lane 1 on the top of the picture, and they've come up into 3rd place according to the table after 500 metres, but it looks very close to 2nd there, and that's their bow ball, the yellow Empacher boat at the top of the picture with number 1 on it, and the crew coming into view now. Now this is a new pairing for this purpose, as they've been in part of the squad, been in the 8, these two, Natasha Howard and Alison Knowles, but this is high exposure at the very top end of women's pairs rowing, and at the moment, after only 500 metres, they lie in 3rd position behind the best Australian pair in lane 5 and the Canadian world champions in lane 4.
Yes, I mean, if the British were to finish 3rd here, that would be a superb performance for the two women. Natasha Howard, out of picture at the moment, in lane 1, a member of Tideway Scullers, and hails from Harare, where she was born, in Zimbabwe. A partner a little bit more homegrown, so to speak, Alison Knowles from Bournemouth, a member of Thames Rowing Club. And again, whatever they do, they've done well to get in the final here, Hugh, because there are plenty of crews who've not made it in, and if they could actually fight for the 3rd place and get that, they'd have done extremely well.
Long way to go, and this is a slow-moving boat, lots of chance for the other crews to suddenly get their act together and come charging through, and there is, as you pointed out in your run-through at the beginning, a whole wad of 8s, gold medalists and silver medalists from last year, so this is a bronze medalist rather from last year, so it's a very, very high quality field, and they've slipped back now in lane 1 to 4th position. No, they're still given 3rd, but I'm sure they were 4th as they crossed the line from our perspective anyway.
And at the moment, Kim Crowe and Sarah Cook from Australia, Sarah Cook from Canberra, early 20s. It's a young partnership, but they're, as you'd expect from Australians, no respecters of reputations. And if you remember with Kell and Pratley last year, they just stormed out, and it was pretty amazing what they did, amazing to themselves. And here you've got a young partnership that is fearless.
The pairs, almost all, every now and again, the two best rowers in a particular country get together and make a really good pair, but most of these women's pairs are actually from big squads. I mean, if you had to name the squads in the world, the only one missing, the big squads, the only one missing is Germany, who isn't in this race, but otherwise the competition to get into the squad is so tough that if you'd have to row a pair well, and you have to be at this standard just to get into the squad, and that's why they're here.
And there you can see the race for third place, Natasha Howard and Alison Knowles, and they're head-to-head really now with Megan Cook and Anna Mickelson of the United States. Those two women, both 26, both from the West Coast. That's where they hail from, out in Los Gatos and Seattle, and that's the other big headquarters for US rowing, particularly in the women's sports.
Yes. The other outcome from these races will be that national coaches, having selected fours, having selected eights, having selected pairs, having selected all their different boats, will then be reassessing their grading of those boats, and if this pair comes up like this, then they're going to get to stay in the pair if they can get a medal here or get in fourth place, the Great Britain pair, that is. And similarly for all the other squads, it's going to settle some disputes about order.
Hugh, when you talk, you've been round the boat park more than I've had a chance to, but you get the buzz from everybody. Everybody's thinking Beijing, and they want that Olympic opportunity to go for that gold medal.
We're at this point in the cycle. We've had good fun for the last 2 years, Gifu and Eton. Now the business gets serious. This is the beginning, the true beginning of the Olympic campaigns. These boats have now got 3 World Cups this season and the World Championships, 3 World Cups next season, and then the Olympics. And that is we're in the run-in now to the Olympics. We're trying to get our boat orders correct. We're trying to get our seating correct. The Brits have faded, by the way, and the Americans have come through into third place. But that was a brave effort so far.
Given the build-up that we gave to Darcy Marquardt, or at least I did, to Darcy Marquardt and Jane Rumble, this is quite some performance by these young Australians, because it isn't just an advantage, it's a big advantage, and now the Americans have also taken the Canadians. Now I'm just beginning to wonder what's amiss here, because on all known form, this should not be happening. Now the Americans were quickest qualifiers in the semi-finals. They were a good second faster than the Canadians. That doesn't always count for things, but now they're trying to go after the Australians. They're getting the overlap back there, but as you said, they're past the enclosures there. There's only 200 metres, and perhaps the Australians have done enough here to get what will be a very deserved victory. The Americans coming really fast. Anna Mickelson and Megan Cook, they're really trying to close, but Kim Crow and Sarah Cook, I think they've banked enough advantage, and they take the women's pairs for Australia ahead of America. And then in third place, USA 2, Susan Franke and Carol Lind have pushed the Canadian world champions back into fourth place by my reckoning, but the angle is very different.